Shit. We didn't name it. Let's name it. We didn't call it.
Does it need a name? It's not like a proper podcast, is it? Hello. Welcome to us. We're Emerald Arcade. Hello. We're going to talk about the album that we made called A Rocky Start to Somewhere. It's been a little while. It's now March 2024.
Yep.
And the album came out in November 2023. And we started making it in probably March 2022.
I think a little bit later.
Yeah?
April or May.
Okay, April or
Because
May.
March was the dark time.
The dark time.
The dark time. What this set of videos is going to be is just talking about how we made the songs, inspirations, how the lyrics developed, things like that, because I don't want to forget.
No. Neither of us want to forget, but also we might have already started to. So that's why we're here now.
Better late than never.
Exactly. Don't want to forget any more than we already have done. So let's see what we can do.
The simplest place to start is Vignette.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the start.
Shit! The simplest place to start is the start.
Yeah.
How did we start making an album?
That's a good question. I can answer it quite simply though. So, we started making an album because you started writing music out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, you have to tell me what this reason was. Something possessed you to start making said music, but then to show me it. What was the thought process there?
I think I just wanted to show anyone who would listen.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I was in a very mentally bad place, and we were friends.
Yeah.
So I figured
past tense.
I don't like him anymore. I think, I was like, this guy will understand what I'm doing with this, and there was like an album wasn't even a plan.
No. I don't. A band wasn't really a plan either. Although we had talked about it
eons ago.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like before the dark times, in the other dark times, we definitely talked about the fact that we were both into music and we were both in bands in the past. So there was definitely all the ideas that we'd floated in the past, being like, oh, we should do this or we should try this sometime. I think it was one of them.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't know. Like, I can't really remember when you first sent me the Vignette kind of ukulele and voice clip. I was just like, this is out of nowhere.
That would have been March for sure, because Magician's Assistant was first.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yes. So you would have sent me Magician's Assistant first, and I think I was just kind of like, okay, cool, because he's like creating something. But I remember with Magician's Assistant, it was one of those things where you sent me it, and I was like, okay, cool, that's a thing that exists. I don't really know what to do with it.
Yeah.
But when you sent me Vignette, something different happened.
Yeah.
Because you sent me that, and I was like, we need to do something with this.
You got inspired.
I did, yeah, pretty much straight away.
That's the thing, like, I was making this stuff, but I wasn't going to do anything with it. And I think your inspiration was the catalyst for the band, the album, 11 songs in general.
Yeah. I mean, that was also a joke, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, the funny thing is, he said, we're going to make an 11-song album, and I get hyped up really easily. So I fully just believed it. On his end, he was joking.
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly. It was more joke than it was serious.
Yeah, I think so. At that point, I definitely wasn't like, let's actually make an album.
Yeah.
But it was more like, because by that point, we'd already made at least Vignette, I think, in its like very early form. And maybe Magician's Assistant as well.
Yeah, I think that was...
And then you were like, oh, what if we did an album and we could do like 8 tracks or something? And I was like, no, that's not an album. Album has to be 11 tracks minimum. And you were like, okay.
Just kept making more music.
Yeah.
I remember you said, when I asked you about it before, that at some point you were like, oh God, he's actually made quite a few songs.
Yeah.
We're actually making an 11-track album. And that's when I found out it was partially a joke.
Yes.
because you were like, I was kidding. I was like, oops. And then we just made the best album ever to exist.
Of course.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
people love.
Critics all agree, because so many critics have listened to it,
Yeah.
that it is the best album ever made.
Exactly. That's why if you look online, say, why is a rocky start to somewhere bad, you won't find anything about it. Because only people have good things to say about it.
If you search why is a rocky start somewhere good, do you get loads of results?
I haven't searched that because I don't need to, because
you know it's good.
there's a lack of bad, there must be only good.
That makes sense.
Right? You won't find anything bad about it online.
Okay, well that's fine
Right.
then. Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a couple of Twitter accounts that tweet about how great the album is.
Oh yeah.
There's one called Emerald Arcade Fan who no idea who that guy is, but like he says good stuff about it.
He does.
Or she,
true.
we don't know.
They.
Or they, yeah. So we just have to assume it's really taking the world by storm. To be fair, is it 4 months since 4 months releasing a new album, new band, literally out of nowhere, probably like a couple of hints to it within the span of a month before the album dropped.
Yeah.
12,000 collective listens across all social media platforms
In
or
4
music
months.
platforms, and that's not even including the YouTube views, the Nightcore versions, the instrumental versions that hopefully are out by now. We're working on it. It's happening.
Yeah, they're coming.
Chill out.
It's quite a lot. It's more than I ever expected. Like, I think when we hit our first 1,000 listens in the first month, I was just kind of like, what?
Yeah, I
who's
expected
listening to
now
this?
to be 1,000 listens.
Yeah, sure, that would have made more
12
sense.
times more than expected.
Yeah.
Because people don't tend to really look at things I make.
No.
No.
Oh, I mean, same, but I don't often make much, so it's a new experience for me anyway. It's
Yeah.
just kind of like, all right.
I mean, this is our content, right? Like we made it from scratch, 100% original, 100%
Yeah.
just pure, internalized stuff. Which brings me on to a good question.
Okay, I'm ready.
How did your feelings about the album change as development went on? 'Cause
Over time.
we're going to go
Ooh.
through song by song, but let's just
Yeah.
have a general, because this was meant to be about. I said Vignette to start, but we just started talking about the album.
We did, yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense to do an overview first, I think.
Yeah.
But, yeah, my opinion changes all the time, even now, to be honest. Like, because I can go quite a while. Like, we literally talked about this yesterday. I said I could go a while and just kind of forget that it exists.
Yeah.
But then every so often I'll hear a track from the album. I'll be like, oh, yeah, God, that's like a thing that we did. And we'd spent like a, not solidly, but a year and a half-ish in development.
Collectively, probably about 3 months.
Yeah, I
If you-
think
if you
so.
squeeze all of the sessions
Like,
together.
yeah, like writing and recording and producing and collaborating with Luke.
L.
Thank you, El, for your production magic. Yeah, so there was definitely a time when I was, like earlier on, when I thought it was very fun that we were making music, but I never thought it'd really see the light of day. I was just kind of like, yeah, we'll just keep going with it because we're having fun. We'll see where it gets to. But then it definitely reached a point where we thought we were kind of close to completion, and I wasn't ready for anyone to hear it. I don't think. I was not very confident with like any of it. Because yeah, I don't know. The people pleaser within me, I think. I was just like, is this good enough for anyone to want to listen to? I was worrying about every aspect, like, thematically, musically, lyrically, like just the whole thing. I was like, is any of this good enough? I guess.
I'm over here having complete faith in it. I think it's like
Yeah.
it slapped from the beginning.
Yeah, Keys is the ultimate believer, which is great. Like, there's no better way to sell anything than to just be like, I'm 100% behind this, no matter what. But yeah, I definitely had my doubts. But they were rather unbased, as it turns out, because, yeah it was really good.
I think you were like, there were even certain people you were thinking, what would their reaction be? Would they actually like
Oh,
it?
100%,
And,
yeah.
and you wanted them to. You really did. But I don't think a single person has come to you and said, no, don't like it.
No,
It's not good.
No, I haven't. I've not had anyone kind of brave enough, I guess, or rude enough, one or the other,
Stupid enough.
or stupid enough to just be like, this is just like inherently bad. So that's nice. Because I think it's difficult, isn't it? Because music is very subjective. So, you know, to say that something just is bad is like, to someone it might not be. But I'm very comfortable now in the knowledge that what we made was arguably pretty damn good.
Yeah. Damn perfect.
Yes.
I think that the worst I've had is literally somebody just saying, it's not my genre of music, but I can appreciate that it is done well.
Yeah, and that's great. Love to hear that.
I feel like that's a lot. Because somebody could just say, I don't like music. Or
Yes.
like, I don't like this genre of music.
Yeah.
But if they can tell it's good for the genre, which I'm still very unclear what Emerald Arcade is, because we brand as a rock duo, but throughout Rocky Start, it starts rocky. That's the kind of joke of the album title.
Yes,
at the same time, and it's thematic for what the album's telling us in a story way. But it goes into that sort of acoustic poppy vibe, and then back into rock, and then Let Go. I don't even know how to class that.
No idea.
But it's there, and it's definitely not rock.
No. So, I don't think it's sensible to like pigeonhole ourselves
No.
anyway. Like just...
We make music.
We make music.
Yeah.
Some of it is rock music. Well, maybe the majority, which is why that's where we class ourselves,
Yeah.
I think.
I think a lot of the songs initially when writing them, I want to turn it into something rock. But then, for example, Magician's Assistant even, I was like, how can we turn that into rock? And then we ended up just not making it that kind of rock. There's rock elements to it, but it's more pop rock than anything.
Yeah, and I just think some songs just don't need it.
No.
Like, it'd be really weird to make everything into a rock song.
Opposite should not be a rock song.
No, that's exactly how it should be.
Like, it could work, just I don't think for the vibe. The vibe is important, I found. I think I prioritize theme and symbolism over everything else. Which can be bad if, like, you ignore everything else. I just mean it's the top for me. It's the top of the pyramid.
Well, yeah, I mean, music is, for me, about how it makes you feel. So vibe is very important because that is the feeling of the track, I think. So yeah, it doesn't matter what genre it is.
Just has to have that emotion.
Yeah, it's got to have the emotion. Sometimes lyrically, sometimes not as much. Just like the music itself can be emotional.
Yeah.
Or both.
Anything else you want to say about the album?
Stream it now on Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube, and probably other places. SoundCloud, it's on there for free if you don't have any of the paid services. It's on YouTube for free. That's about it.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, A Rocky Start to Somewhere by Emerald Arcade. It's been out for a while now. Give it a listen. See what you think.